Yes, we are in progress. And after a long hiatus, ladies and gentlemen, the Mizzle and Dub Show are back. That is Mizzle. I am Dub. We will preview what happened in week 4 of the NFL. We will preview tonight's Monday Night Football game. But first, we're going to be a little bit homerish right now.
Yes.
One of the great pennant races in long baseball history came to an end yesterday. It only took 107 wins. Only 107. Had to come down to the final game of the season. But a team that was only projected to win 75 games by everybody in baseball. And look.
Even the fans.
Me and my brother are two of the most optimistic, realistic fans you'll ever come across. And him and I were thinking if they just get to 80 wins, we might be throwing a party. Let alone expecting Orange October, but this team that is the San Francisco Giants started off a very good Dodger team by one game to win the National League West, their first division title since 2012, ending the 8-year reign of the Dodgers atop the division. And I mean, for a team with, some would say, castaways, if you will, guys like La Stella, guys like Wilmer Flores, guys like Darren Ruff, and then finding a gem at Diamond in the Rough like Lamont Wade Jr., like Tyro Estrada, bringing back Tony Watson, acquiring Chris Bryant. This team sets records, and we have to go back to last year when they finished 2 games under 500, missing a playoff spot, which would be an equivalent of them going 80-82. So we thought they would be better. We thought they would be competitive, but nobody in their right mind thought 107 wins.
Wow.
107? 107.
Wow. Well, not only did they just win 107, but I believe since game 50, they were the first to 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100.
And 90 wins as well. So, but the thing is, but they kept saying, this is not going to last.
No.
It's not going to last.
No.
They're not that good.
No.
They're going to fall down at some point.
It was.
The Dodgers going to take over the division at some point. And like we were saying in the pregame, in our pregame meeting before we started recording, any other year that you acquired Trey Turner and Max Scherzer, and both of them were very, very good for LA. I mean, Trey Turner is your National League batting champion with a 328 average, but normally you add 2 of those type of caliber players, you normally will run away with that division. And despite and the fact that they play, I mean, the Dodgers played well in the post All-Star break, so the Giants.
Yeah.
But even adding Trey Turner and Max Scherzer, the Dodgers only gained 1 game. 1.
That says you something about our team, as we were saying. Not a few cast-offs, but mostly in the farm. Farhan was moving things around, picking the right people. I mean, the skipper, man, what if that's not your NL Coach of the Year? I don't know what it is. He got the 3 wise men to bite in. Everybody else bought in once the vets bought in.
Yeah.
And you saw the trust that the team had with each other. No matter when someone went down, someone else stepped up. I mean, big bat Lamont, 9th inning Lamont. I mean,
late night Lamont, whatever you want to call him. Whatever you want to call him, he has been clutch all year, delivering game-winning RBIs, doing it in situations, doing it on the road. I mean, twice he broke Dodgers' hearts in Los Angeles. But I mean, it's just been a collective of things. I mean, even though he got sent back to the minors, if Mike Tauchman doesn't make those 2 catches against the Nationals and the Dodgers, again, you won the division by 1 game. That could have been that 1 game to decide the division.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the key when Kapler first got there, and you know how I felt about that hiring.
We had a show about the hiring of him.
Given the situation of what happened when they were both with the Dodgers and that whole sexual assault thing, which unfortunately will forever linger because that just does not go away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He had to win the fan base because the fan base was very skeptical. But Farhan, I'll give Farhan credit. It's the guy he wanted. Most importantly, he believed in him and stuck by him. And him and GM Scott Harris did a tremendous job putting this team together. They didn't have to give up much to get Chris Bryant to bring back Tony Watson. You didn't have to, get rid of your prospects, because I know Farhan is very high on trying to build through the farm system. I mean, just what he's done with that alone.
Yeah.
Having it at the bottom of the barrel, now it's in the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's not the executive of the year, something is really wrong.
Right. It starts from the ground up, and
It does.
We've always been hard on our farm system because it ain't been this great since the championship years when Bochy was there. So to see it all come together, that's how championships are won. When you start from the bottom and you work your way up, and you see, like you said, we're back in the top whatever in the farm system. The team's looking good. Kapler got these guys running good, and it's good to see when your Wiseman, as in Posey looked tired, but he looked fresh, if that makes sense. Like, he could still go out there and play, but it was like he said, the Dodgers was on their heels since the All-Star break, and they knew they had to keep winning and winning. And I would just say, what a race to winning the West, because we thought we were going to pop bottles a couple of days ago when the Rockies were doing their job, but nope, the Dodgers was like, you know what, hold my beer. This ain't gonna be that easy.
Well, like one of our favorites, Dwayne Kuiper, said, I think he said this back in July, he said, you just have to think the Dodgers are not going to lose at all the rest of the season. And it really felt that way, because it's like, okay, we win, they win. We lose, they lose. Like, okay, are we going to be doing this for the rest of the year? I mean, it was back and forth, score for watching it, and you're just like, other team, do your freaking job, man.
That's all you have to do is just one job. But this is what baseball is all about. This is why they play to get to October. This is what makes October fun. And all I know is, besides that last time, when the Giants get in the playoffs, they just I gotta get the credit card ready, man.
Special things.
Gotta get the credit card ready.
But you said this back in June, because, of course, for you, June is always your, okay, this is where I'm going to see if I am fully invested. Not to saying that you're not, but you really get fully invested if whatever happens after June. And of course, they did not have a losing month in June. I think their worst month record-wise, like 15-10, and that's still 5 games per 500.
Yeah.
I mean, they went 21-6 in September. They went 2-1 in October. And I mean, the Padres just mentally checked out, but have yourself an afternoon Logan Webb. Oh my goodness. I mean, biggest game of your life. You're a local kid from Rockland, grew up loving the Giants, and then just to put the team on your back and go 7 1/3, and then go 2 for 2, including hitting one out of the ballpark to really, in a sense, just clinch the division right there. But again, it all started with the leader, Gerald Dempsey Posey there. When he got that 2-run single, that started everything. And when he starts showing emotion, you know it's real, because he hardly ever shows any kind of emotion unless it's the final game of the World Series and you get Buster Hug. But him showing some emotion and pumping his fist, I'm like, oh, he's into it.
Locked in. He wants it. As you know, some of them are getting up there, so they know their time is getting close. And what a way to go out if this is what, I believe Posey can play. I want him to go to first base. I mean, I need his bat and his genius on the field. But, he was more comfortable behind the plate. But, I get very scared when he's back there. And it's a play.
One thing I will give Kapler credit for is he has stuck with his plan for Posey, play 2, rest 1. And he has done that a majority of the year, and you've seen his legs look fresh during the stretch run of this run to win the division, and I think that might help carry over into the postseason, because now he'll have fresher legs per se in the postseason as he wouldn't have back in years past, because we all know how Bochy loves his veterans and wants his veterans in there, for the stretch run. But I mean, I give Kapler that much credit. But I mean, even when Posey hasn't started, because Sally has done a very good job catching this pitching staff. Well, because in the beginning, it seemed like every time he caught, it was a shutout. So as far as handling a staff wise, they're not missing much, but obviously you want Posey's bat in there as opposed to Casale's bat.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the scenario. The Giants won 107 games. Dodgers won 106. The Braves won the East again for the fourth straight year after the Mets just completely went on just a whole suicide dive. They won their division over by 6 over the Phillies. Nice. Milwaukee, who very quietly won 95 games. Milwaukee will not be an easy out in the playoffs. They have a very, very, very good team, even though they lost their setup man because he decided to go and punch a wall during a celebration. Don't be like Hunter Strickland. Same thing happened to him. Don't do that. Anyhow, switching to the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays might be the quietest 100-win team you'll ever see.
What did I say? Like, what did I just tell you a second ago? Like, they put out.
Are they really this good? Yeah, they are.
They put out the seating, and I look over to my left, and I see Tampa Bay. I text you like, are the Tampa Bay Rays number one? Are you certain? And then I looked at their record. I'm like, wow, it's out. Normally you got your Red Sox and your Yankees, and maybe you can sneak in the White Sox there, but I did not see the Tampa Rays because they don't, because they always have the Yankees and the Red Sox on TV. So maybe if they had a little more exposure, I'd get a little more vision on it.
Well, the Rays, newsflash, the Tampa Bay Rays are the defending American League champions. They just were in the World Series just a year ago. And last season they did eliminate the Yankees en route to the World Series. Right. They are that good. Even though I will forever bash Kevin Cash for taking Blake Snell out in Game 6 when he was parading the Dodger lineup and the Dodgers couldn't freaking hit him.
I mean, Dylan, I don't understand. It almost kind of reminds you of what Dusty Baker did in the World Series. I think he should have let Russ Ortiz finish that out. So,
give him one more hitter, Dusty. One more
hitter. I mean, he took away Barry Lamar Bonds' World Series right there. When that happened, I was like, you just cost the great one getting his ring.
Yeah. They
still can't find that ball. Rest my case.
And they still did not start Woody in Game 7 as I wanted them to. You made up for it last decade with 3 rings, so no need to beat the dead horse with a stick.
With a potential winning number 4. So hey.
Yes. So the Red Sox and Yankees had to come down on the final day because the Mariners and the Blue Jays were on their trail, but they edged out to be the wildcard game. And of course, you know what that means. ESPN's going to be slurping that matchup just like they were slurping Brady coming back to Foxborough. We'll get to that later. But the White Sox did what I expect them to do. That's why they brought Tony La Russa out of retirement to manage that team. They won the Central easily. And as much people want to hate the Astros, have to give Dusty Baker his due because as we talked about even before he is the only manager to manage 5 different teams to a division title. Did it twice with the Giants in 97 and 2000. Did it with the Cubs in 2003. Did it with the Reds in 2012. Did it with the Nationals multiple times, and now he's done it with the Astros. I mean, people may say what they want to say about Dusty, but if he can't get in the Hall of Fame as a player, he damn sure should get it as a manager because the things he's done. And I mean, Dusty has always gotten the best out of his players. That's just something Dusty has done, and he's been very good at it. And if my team was not in the postseason, I definitely would want Dusty to get a shot to get a ring because Dusty is very deserving of that because Dusty is still very beloved by Giants fans and by the Giants fan base because he was the one that got the Giants back on the map to winning baseball after we all thought they were moving to St. Petersburg after 92. So Dusty is one of those guys along with Bonds that helped save baseball in San Francisco. So, I mean, a lot of people like
that stadium does not get built without them. That stadium does not get built without them.
Yeah. Third and King does not have a downtown ballpark on China Basin without those 2 men. And, of course, the late, great Peter McGowan, God rest his soul.
Amen.
The A's might be the most disappointing 86-win team. I mean, they were there. They made the moves.
Ran across Seattle. They ran across the Mariners. That's what happened with them.
The Mariners were their daddy. They just could not beat Seattle. That's about like my football team. We'll get to that later on about how Seattle is still their daddy. But I mean, they just could not beat the Mariners for nothing. Oh, and I mean, Starling Marte played very well for the A's. Like he was a freaking monster for Oakland. Is just the pitching for the A's, which has normally been a good staple under Billy Beane, just couldn't bring it together.
That's always been the A's problem because they were always chasing somebody. If it wasn't the Mariners, they were chasing Texas, or they were chasing Houston. It's never been easy for the A's in that division. It's I don't know. They play good baseball. Like you said, the most disappointing above 500 team, and I don't get it. It's crazy.
Well, I'm pretty sure the whole baseball lingering situation of where they're going to play, I'm sure the stadium issues doesn't help either, because I know
you might be having a luxury. You might be getting the A's along with as the Raiders and a basketball team. The Vegas might be just the new spot, especially with the hockey team is being successful. The Aces are being successful. So far, so good. My boys are looking good, and maybe the change the scenery is what the A's need. I don't know, but
a retractable roof stadium certainly will help.
It'd be too hot for them to play baseball there.
Yeah. It would suck because like I said, everybody just thinks Oakland has this drug-rich city, but it's not. Oakland has a tremendous rich history, and Oakland really does have some beautiful scenery. If you go around Jack London Square and Lake Merritt and go to the Oakland Hills, it is some of the most beautiful scenery in California. And unfortunately, Oakland just gets the bad rep. Even though, yes, Allegiant Stadium is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful stadiums in football. It is a tremendous sight to behold. And it looks even better at night. But as I've said this many times, I really wish it could have worked out for the Raiders in Oakland, just because that was Oakland's original team. They were born there. They were bred there. That's where the tradition started. But, Al didn't want to share stadiums. And, of course, you ask California to pay for it. They're going to tell you, F you know. And, unfortunately, the state I reside in, I'm like, hey, we'll give you public money. And I'm like, you bastards. I don't want to pay. I don't want my tax money to go to that. Damn you. But at the end of the day, Art got a football only stadium for his team, and I'm just saying that stadium is just Al Davis to a T. If Al was alive, he would have definitely been loving that stadium. But back to the playoffs, and we will again preview the Raiders and Chargers Monday night game tonight in a few. But back to the baseball scenario. So your wild card teams are the Dodgers and Cardinals in the National League, and they'll play at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday. Then tomorrow is the Red Sox and Yankees in the wild card round. So with that said, divisional matchups in the division series in the National League. How about this for some history lessons, boys and girls? Milwaukee's old baseball team, the Braves, are playing Milwaukee's current baseball team, the Brewers. First time they will meet in a postseason series, so there will be a lot of
That I didn't. That's dropping some knowledge, as we once say on the segment. Now that's something I didn't even know. Wow.
So that is a lot of Miller Lite Pilsner taste going on in Milwaukee. I definitely think it'll be a very intriguing matchup, even though it really sucks for the Braves that they don't have one of their best players and one of the best players of baseball, Ronald Acuna Jr., who lost his season earlier on the season. But the Braves have stand back to another division title. But I do think Milwaukee has the better bullpen and the better pitching. But again, it's October baseball. It's never scripted. Anything can happen.
For sure.
But I give a slight edge to Milwaukee. I say Milwaukee in 5. I think we'll go full 5 games because I just think, it's a very evenly matched matchup. But as much as I love Will Smith, I just trust Josh Hader more in the 9th than I would Will Smith if it becomes down to it. Yeah. But even though I think by far the Braves have the better offense, if the Braves can mash, because Albies can mash, Austin Riley can mash, Adam Duvall can mash, and most importantly, if Freddie Freeman gets going, that's going to be a huge problem.
He's a killer.
Freddie Freeman can rake.
Yeah, he's a killer.
And then the other matchup that we know so far, old school baseball, as I like to call it. The White Sox and Astros, and you got 2 old school managers.
Yes.
And trust me, there is no love lost between Dusty Baker and Tony La Russa. But again, this is why the White Sox got Tony La Russa out of retirement to manage this team. The White Sox are a very, very, very talented team. They got some rakers with Roberts and Jimenez, and of course the former MVP Jose Abreu just stays raking, and freaking Tim Anderson. If you've never seen Tim Anderson play shortstop or see him hit, you are in for a treat. Tim Anderson can play some baseball. Of course, we all know the story with the Astros. A lot of people don't like him for what they did.
Yeah.
The whole stealing signs thing. Newsflash, they've been stealing signs in baseball forever. They just decided to do it a different way. Wah, wah, wah. Change your signs.
Right.
You still have to line up and hit the dang baseball.
Wait.
I can know exactly what pitch is coming, but I still have to barrel the dang baseball. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
And also, they've been juicing the ball for how long? How long has somebody been Vaselining and
Vaseline ball? Hey,
I mean, come on. Hey, like you said, you still got to hit the ball. You still got to throw the pitch. You got to catch it.
Yeah.
Keep the man off base. Don't let nobody run. That's in all sport.
Yeah. So if I know what pitch is coming, does that still mean so you're telling me so you tell me that hand-eye coordination can still need hand-eye coordination.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter what pitch is coming. If I can't eye coordinate the ball, I mean, you could tell me I'm throwing it 99 down the pipe. I still gotta have hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. Well, they did it right the correct way this year. So I mean, I know it's still gonna hold over their head, but this year, Dusty runs a good organization. That's just not what he's about. He's about winning the proper way. So I mean, but we can sit here and say that, but he could still be doing some stuff too, but at least it ain't in everybody's face. But what here's right here. They did it in my eyes, they did it the right way. Congratulations to Dusty. Like I said, the Giants wasn't in it. I'll be rooting for Dusty and the Houston Astros because Dusty deserves to get a ring.
Well, now that particular series is a tough one to pick because for me, I think they're both are very evenly matched teams.
Yes.
But again, I trust the White Sox bullpen more than I do the Astros, and I trust Liam Hendricks as the closer as the pros to press you. But we all know the Astros, like the White Sox, they can freaking rake. I mean, there is no give with that Astros lineup. You have Altuve, you have Bregman, you have Correa, you have Gurriel, you have Yordan Alvarez. I mean, they're. I mean, just like the White Sox, there is no give with that lineup. I definitely will say that will go the full 5 games, but I'm still trying to figure out who a toss up with the winner. I can't choose right now. I definitely cannot choose. So I've already said my spill about who I would rather face if you're the Giants, but there's always that part of me that will love nothing more than to just eliminate LA again.
Just to stick it, as an athlete,
just to say that we were the ones that ended their championship reign to make sure there's a new champion in 2021.
Right. Well, you always know you always want to be best. It's just like when Florida State won their national title. I wanted Nick Saban. Nick Saban is the epitome of college football. He just wins, and wins. But you didn't get it. I didn't get it. Here nor there. Bring anybody. Bring the Cardinals because they're the hottest team coming into the playoffs right now. Bring on the Dodgers because it's the hated rival. But I have to agree with you. I think I want LA on the simple fact of the matter. There are division rivals. I know a bunch of Dodger fans, especially my family. It will be just a great conversation, I should say. I'll keep it PG-13 with that. And
a whole lot of memes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. We can do this all day.
Memes galore.
Bring the Dodgers. Yeah, just bring the Dodgers. I would like to take the Dodgers on. Yeah, bring that on.
And that would be the first true postseason series we would ever have against the Dodgers, which would even
honestly, that'd be we know we can't play each other in the World Series. That never happened, but that will be the closest
to a World Series. Yes. I would have loved it to have been a National League Championship Series for the pennant, but you know what?
That would be better.
That would be, yeah. But I'll take a division series to be the ones like we were the ones that ended their season. So finally switching things over to week 4 of the NFL. Some very interesting games and some very we didn't expect that to come. But first we'll go down the scores. Bengals are 3-1. Who had that going? Certainly not I. They beat the Jaguars.
Take the paper bags off their head.
The bags can come off Cincinnati. You got a good looking squad going on. The Jets on the board. They beat
shout out to our homie who'll be watching. Keith,
Mr.
That's for you, buddy. Good game. Good game.
Robert Saleh gets his first career head coaching win. Congratulations to him. They beat the Titans 27-24. Andy Reid's return to Philadelphia was a successful one. They edged the Eagles by 12, 42-30, and Tyreek Hill is a very, very fast man.
He's a bad man.
That's all I'm going to say. The Cowboys, are they for once actually trying to play up to their talent? They're 3-1. They ran all around and through the Panthers' number 1 rush defense as the Panthers get their first loss of the year, 36-28. And the Giants get on the board as Saquon Barkley throws up the deuces in overtime saying, let's go home, as the Giants ruin the Saints' return to the Superdome 27-21. And some old school football on the lakes of Minnesota. The Browns really should be 4-0, but they will take 3-1. They beat the Vikings 14-7.
That was a good game.
And here's an interesting thing. This is the first time in a long time the Browns have started 3-1 for the third straight year since they did it 3 straight times in 93, 94, 95. And that was coached by Belichick, shockingly enough.
Well, now.
Yeah, right. Justin Fields gets his first win as the Bears beat the Lions 24-14. And the Bills. Sheesh. The Texans need some help.
Hey, the wagons was out that day, wasn't it?
The wagons were circling, and there were some tables being broken in Orchard Park, New York.
Oh, my goodness. No mercy was shown in that game. The mercy rule. Oh, man.
Yeah. Give up the sticks, man. You have just been skunked. 40-0. The Bills maintain their lead in the AFC East over the Texans. And the Colts. Carson Wentz gets his first win as the Colts are on the board. They beat the Dolphins 27-17 in Miami. And maybe perhaps the game of the day, the team with no mascot pulls one out of their hat as Tyler Heineke finds a way to get it done. They beat the Falcons 34-40. And this just seems to be what the Falcons do. Be competitive, stay competitive, find a way to give it up late. Oh, boy.
Super Bowl hangover still?
That was 5 years ago. Really? We're still going back to that? What we thought was going to be the game of the day actually turned into complete domination by the Bird Gang. The Arizona Cardinals are 4-0. Let me say that again. The Arizona Cardinals are 4-0. Wow. And oh, by the way, that's without Larry Fitzgerald, who's not even playing. Wow. They go into SoFi and they give it to the Inglewood Rams in Inglewood 37-20 as the Rams lose their first game of the year. And the Cardinals now sit alone atop the hardest division in football, the NFC West. Well, heck, both Western divisions in football this year are proving to be very, very tough because the Chiefs really should be 1-3, but
facts.
They're 2-2.
Whatever.
Packers go to 3-1. So, like Aaron Rodgers said after the game against the Saints, he didn't say it, but he said RELAX. Relax.
Let me.
Go ahead, chime in. Go ahead.
I know they get paid to jot down and do all this talking and all this stuff like that. You have to know that Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. Okay, it's only week 1. Every squirrel
time on the clock. That still hurts. But this has been my pain for 16 years.
Yeah, but every squirrel gets that nut, as they would say. I mean, every team is beatable. It's week 1. I always said, let's see what. Didn't I say 3 weeks? Then you talk to me about Aaron Rodgers. Now, that bad man's back again. Oh, he's throwing out there having fun, throwing football. Okay, yeah, he didn't have a preseason. And no team really had their ones out there. Look now. Looks like Aaron Rodgers is back to doing Aaron Rodgers things, dropping dimes, finding his target,
Just
running
ask
down
me
the field,
about.
having
Just
fun.
ask me about Aaron Rodgers, and I'll tell you all you need to know.
So I wasn't worried about Aaron Rodgers after week 1.
I mean, it
I
was
was gonna it's the man's a pro, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I mean, I'm just gonna hit my favorite basketball player's quote. We talking about practice, man.
not a game, not a game,
Practice,
not a game.
practice.
Well,
So
speaking of teams doing their job, the Baltimore Ravens did their job yesterday as they go into Mile High and run all through the Broncos 23-7. Unfortunately for the Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater had a concussion. Hopefully he's okay because the man just seemingly cannot catch a break for nothing.
all he does is just go out there and just plays good football. And
Yeah.
every organization he has been on, he turns into winners. He just does the right thing. I mean, I sent you an article about him the other day. I don't know if you read it or
Yes,
not.
I did. Yes.
The man is just,
He's loved by his teammates. Teammates love him.
he's a football player. And it just sucks that he gets into those situations. It's like Sam Darnold took his career twice.
In a sense. And of course, we both boycotted watching football or football shows this week because all they were going to do was just slurp, and slurp some more. But Brady returns to Foxborough. The Buccaneers win by 2, 19-17. But
Great
Mac
game.
Jones is
Grew up a
starting
little bit.
to grow up. Like,
He grew up.
I mean, we both knew that if he got drafted to the right team, that he was going to thrive, and him fall into the hoodie.
Yeah.
Foxborough, you're in good hands with Mac Jones. He will be fine. And Kendrick Bourne had himself a nice game, and
Quietly, yeah.
And Richard Sherman. It might be time to hang up the cleats, buddy. I know a lot of Niner fans were like, bring him back. I'm like, dude, he can't run.
No. He's not the same. He's not the same Richard Sherman anymore.
Yeah. If you're gonna use him, Ronnie Lott moved to safety. Other great players that started as cornerbacks. Charles Woodson went to safety and
ain't nothing but in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, first ballot, but that's here nor there. But I mean, move the safety or hang him up. Now, switching gears to tonight's actually, it really feels like a home game because it's right smack dab in the heart of Los Angeles, right smack dab in the heart of Inglewood. But at the, as I call it, the big Wi-Fi station that's known as SoFi Stadium, as we cue the music here, a chance for the Silver and Black to start 4-0 for the first time since 2002 as they host their longtime division rivals, the Chargers. And expect a lot of Silver and Black inside this game because it really will feel like it's a home game because, as you know, Raider Nation travels every doggone where, and you will see they'll be in full effect in Inglewood tonight as they look to get their second win on Monday Night Football. And I know what you're hoping for. You're hoping for, give me 60 minutes. I don't want the fifth quarter. So I will turn it over to you so you can break down this matchup between the Raiders and the Bolts. Go ahead.
Well, before I get started, just once again,
as he goes a la Woody Page of Around the Horn with the chalkboard.
Honestly, for this to be early in the season, this is a big game in my eyes. Maybe I may be the only Raider fan that feels this way, but it's a chance to go 4-0 and be atop of the division. Yes, we are there now with the game to play, but if we really want to show that we're here and that we are the team that we should be, tonight's game, we gotta put a stamp on it. John Gruden to let the playbook be open. We need to be all gas. If we get a lead, let's not get into that. We got the lead, run the ball. If a pass play is there, take it. We got to be like the Bills. If we gotta route the Chargers. Now, I'm not saying the Chargers are gonna just roll over. They are a good football team, and it's always gonna be a great game when we play them. But I need the running game to get established. It has not been that good yet. I know Josh Jacobs is hurt. He might be playing tonight, but Peyton Barber had a great game last week, and I need that to continue. But if I need DC just to be DC. There, if the play's not right there, I need the ball to come out quick. Smart decisions. I need defense to be on fire. This is a big game to me, man. And if we can just come on all three phases, get off the field on third down, turnovers are going to happen, I think, in this game because it's the Raiders and Chargers. It's just something about Derek Carr and the Chargers where he doesn't play a complete game. He plays a good game, but he has not shown me that complete game to where he can still Bosa's going to give the rookie a good dose tonight. Leatherwood's going to have to put his big boy pants on because Bosa's going to be coming in hot. So, but I think my man's right here. I see a big game. He's been quiet. He was big Monday night for us, and he was okay in Pittsburgh. He was good in the Dolphin game, but I believe that when the lights are on, he's going to have a great game. I think I see Derek Carr 2-3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Woo! Of course, I'm gonna pick us to win. That's what it's going to be. But I kind of see a 27-24 type of game. And I agree, whoever has the ball last might have the opportunity to win the game.
Well, here's an interesting thing here. You talked about third down being the key. Yes. Well, offensively, when it comes to third down, the Chargers are second in converting on third downs. The Raiders are sixth. So you got two top 10 teams that are very good at converting on third down.
Yeah.
And the Raiders are the sixth scoringest high team in the NFL, averaging 30 a game. Yeah. So that's obviously top 10. And the Raiders are first in total yards on offense. They lead the league in that. And they're the best passing team in the NFL, leading at almost 380 yards a game passing. So obviously, well, I mean, we've seen the progression Derek Carr has gone through since John Gruden has come back for the second time. His numbers just continue to get better and go up year after year after year. He does have complete command of his offense. It certainly will help if 28 can come back and play tonight, but if not, like I said, Peyton Barber was outstanding against the Dolphins last week, had some big, tremendous runs, helped set up the eventual game-winning field goal against the Dolphins in overtime. But
and he picked up key blitzes on those passes that Carr threw to Edwards. If you look at the film, it was Peyton Barber that was throwing his body at the blitzer and giving DC that extra second to make that dime. I mean, Edwards, oh my goodness, him and Ruggs grew up in that game too, in that Dolphin game.
Well, Ruggs made some big catches, especially on the sideline, to keep drives alive and extend drives late in the game.
And another thing with Ruggs, you can definitely tell that he learned at the NFL you need 2 feet in. That game in the Cleveland last year, where Carr put that ball on him and he caught it, he didn't get that other foot in. You can tell he put in the work and worked on toe drag because that catch where he just turned around and you can tell the work was put in. That was definitely DC, and so
that was definitely some toe drag swag. That was definitely some toe drag swag on that particular play. Obviously, Crosby again is going to be a key along with Ngakoue. Again, so far through 3 games, the Raiders have shown they can get consistent pressure with just 4 guys, which takes a huge load off of the other 7. Again, the secondary is still kind of suspect, and you have one of the best route runners in football in Keenan Allen, who all he does is just catches the dang ball, and of course you got a Mike Williams that can stretch the field. But the key thing is you're going to have to get pressure on Justin Herbert because Justin Herbert, if you have not seen him play football, kid has got it. The kid is just tremendous, and I guarantee you right now, the Miami Dolphins like, damn it, we messed up again. Could have had Justin Herbert.
I don't think that they were really thinking they were messing up. Tua is not bad, but then Tua was coming off that injury, and Justin Herbert was primed and ready, as we are seeing right now.
Yes.
So I think the time is over for Tua. Like I sit here and told you earlier, I think the Steelers or the Dolphins should be making a call to Houston right about now. Because I think Big Ben is getting past his prime right now. I know this was supposed to be the year that they were going to do it for Ben, but Ben still looks like he's still in last year form. So,
well, it's not
I
just
think
that. It's just in addition to that. I mean, two things come to play. You're missing your future Hall of Famer in Marquise Pouncey, who announced his retirement. So that doesn't help. You lost Villanueva to your rivals, the Ravens. So two cornerstones on your offensive line that got you to the Super Bowl are not there.
facts.
Now, eventually, I do think Najee Harris will get going. He finally had his first touchdown in the NFL. Congratulations to him. And he got California 925 represent. So I still think once Najee gets going in the running game, I think that will help open things up for Ben. Because I think right now, I think they're still relying on too much of Ben just throwing the football. No. What has been the formula for winning in Pittsburgh since 1969? Establish the running game, play good defense. And then Bradshaw or Roethlisberger or whomever's your quarterback can go throw the top of the field. That's how they won in Pittsburgh. That's how they've won since 69 when the chief, the late Art Rooney, hired Chuck Noll and it's passed on down through Cowher and right now Mike Tomlin. I don't doubt Mike Tomlin because Mike Tomlin always seems to find a way to get things right and always seems to find a way to get his players to play. So I'm not worried that Tomlin will not have them motivated and ready to play. But if you want to help Ben, get Najee Harris going. But
yeah,
I do think it'll be a close game. It always seems like it's always a close game when it comes to the Raiders and Chargers. But I trust Daniel Carlson to make a kick other than the Chargers kicker. So I give the Raiders a slight edge. And it could be the Raiders all alone by themselves, first place in the AFC West. Tune in on Monday night for kickoff at the site of Super Bowl 56. And then there's the 49ers.
All right. This is that. Here's sports fans. This is anybody that watches the show. This is the segment that I like, especially win or lose. When I get to see my brother, I kind of like when it's a loss because my brother gets to express himself about his team, and I know Jimmy G is gonna catch some jabs right here. So my brother,
I have to take the hat off of this because okay. Russell Wilson really did not play a good game yesterday.
Not at all. Not at all. No.
Okay. Now, granted, yes, Russell Wilson has been the 49ers' daddy since he got into the league. He's now 15-4 against the Niners. 15-4. One of those losses in Seattle. All the losses have been in either Candlestick or Santa Clara. But bottom line is, he is 15-4 and has owned this team since he came into the league in 2012. Okay. Some of those games he has tortured us. Some of those games he's played not so well, but because we just absolutely suck, he gets the win. Okay. It was really a tale of two halves. The first half, the Seahawks could absolutely do nothing.
Couldn't score.
They had -3 yards after the first quarter in total yards. -3. I said -3, right?
That's a line.
That's 3 yards. Okay. That's negative yards. Okay. And you can only muster 7 points in the first half? 7 points. Trey Sermon had a solid game running the football.
Oh my goodness. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
Trey Sermon was hitting the hole, doing one cut, and was having some good runs. And a couple of times almost could have taken one to the house.
Mm-hmm.
He was that close to busting a big one in that game yesterday. Now, granted, yes, Robbie Gold hurting his groin in pregame warmups did not help. It did not help. And unfortunately, you have to use your punter to kick extra points and try to kick field goals. Okay. After that first field goal miss, which was a 41-yarder, which Robbie Gold would have been in his sleep.
Of course.
After that, okay, football's about making in-game adjustments, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. If I am Kyle Shanahan and I'm saying, okay, I may need to go for it on 4th and 1 if it's close in range, rest game because my kicker's out and I'm relying on my punter to kick extra points and try to make field goals. Knowing that, You need to be in your 2-point playbook, your 2-point conversion playbook.
Facts.
And okay, if it's 4th and short, what am I going to call here?
Quarterback sneaks or have fullback dives.
Okay. Now, Trent Williams hurting himself is a big loss. Hopefully he's okay. But Alex Mack, I respect you. You've had a damn good football career. I've loved you since you were a California Golden Bear, but you've got to go. You got to go. I mean, I know you know the offense, but you keep getting beat in the A gap.
Yeah, that can't happen.
That can't happen. Okay. As much blind as Jimmy Garoppolo's gotten, not even Joe Montana can have time throwing the dang football. Then sinners keep getting beat. Even Montana would get sacked. Yeah. And Montana's a lot more mobile than Jimmy Garoppolo on his playing days, let me tell you. Same thing with Steve Young, hell, even Jeff Garcia. But I've tried to support him. I've tried to stick up for him. But Mike McGlinchey, you got to go too.
Oh.
I don't know what has happened since the 2019 season, but something's not there. Okay. You have had multiple opportunities, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, to address the center and right guard position in the draft, and you haven't. I like the kid Aaron Brooks from Notre Dame. He can't get on the goddamn practice field. Haven't seen him. Where is he? Haven't seen him. Okay. I love Ricky Mostert, but he can't stay healthy. I love Jeff Wilson Jr., who I said he should be the bell cow getting all those carries, but he gets hurt. Okay. There's a guy who just happens to be number 3 all-time in NFL rushing yards, who's right now in a boxing gym honing his boxing skills. He has said more than one time, if they call me, I will come play for them. More than once. Okay. Him to be the 2006 version when he damn near ran for 1,900 yards. I'm not asking him to do that. But here's one thing I do know about a guy that used to run number 21 from the U that goes by the name of Frank Gore. He's dependable. He's reliable. He doesn't get hurt. And I know he can still give me 4 yards of carry. But
easy.
But we can't. Hi, Mr. Gore. Yes, would you like to come play? Can't do that. No. We want to, be like, I'm Kyle Shanahan. I run the zone option scheme. I can plug any running back in here and they can get the job. You're not your father. Now, your father can say that because he did it with Nick Anderson, Olandis Gary, and Clinton Portis, and every other running back that has come in that zone scheme system. You, Kyle, okay, Matt Breida was a good story. He kept having fumbling problems. Got in your doghouse. You wouldn't even give the man a shot anymore. Now he's playing for the Bills.
Running good too.
On a 3-1 Bills team that I'm expecting to win the AFC East yet again.
Yeah.
Okay. Raheem Mostert, you try to give him a shot. Yes, he has the home run threat with that speed. But again, what do we always say? Your best ability is availability. And now you're out for the season yet again.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it with this? Okay. Yes, injuries happen across the board in the NFL, but it just seems like for every reason, it just seems to bite more when it comes to my team that I have loved since 1986. I don't know what's going on with the training staff. I don't know what's going on with the doctors, but this football team is becoming soft as Charmin. Like, seriously. Okay. And my God, can we stop throwing the football to where you might hurt one of your 2 best offensive players? Because it seems like every pass that is thrown to George Kittle, he can damn near break his neck or damn near get his leg hurt. I mean, come on. Like if he goes down, well, you might as well just cancel the season. Because now they're going to be honing in on Debo and Debo Samuel, my God, has been balling this year.
Well, you should have gave him the ball more in the Super Bowl. I mean, he's been doing. He's been in the league. I mean, taking small plays and turning them into big plays.
Yeah, but he's been doing it running routes as a receiver. It's not just been the jet sweeps. He's actually been as a receiver, and that is good to see. Now, with that said, yes, I'm glad Trey Lance got some action. Trey Lance looked like a rookie, and then Trey Lance showed you why there is some potential because, again, third and short plays, he extended it with his legs and kept drives alive. Because, you saw my rant. I'm saying, stop putting him in to just hand off the ball and run quarterback sweeps. Let him throw the ball. Yes, I can live with the fact that some of his passes are going to be erratic because, folks, he didn't play at all in 2020. He only played one freaking game. So you're basically basing everything off what he did in 2019. And yes, I get it. He went to a Division II school. So did Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco won a goddamn Super Bowl MVP at the expense of my football team. So spare me that whole, well, you didn't play real college competition. College football is college football. It doesn't matter if it's Division 1, 2, or 3.
You put your pads on.
Well, you know what? One of the greatest running backs of all time went to a Division II school. You know what his name is? Walter Payton. He's in the Hall of Fame. And when he retired, he was the number 1 all-time rushing in NFL. So, and he went to Jackson State. That's in Mississippi. That's a Division II school. Didn't go to a big-time school. Why? Because they thought he couldn't play. So spare me that he didn't go to a powerhouse school. Well, look how many busts in the NFL that went to powerhouse schools. Spare me. If you can play, you can play. Okay. Now, the defense for the first half was freaking outstanding. Bosa was getting pressure. Ford was getting pressure. Again, the Seahawks could not do crap in the first half. But still, you can only manage 7 points because, again, Garoppolo was erratic. I don't know what has happened to Garoppolo, but something since the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 54, something has not clicked.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not the Garoppolo that came in 2017 and was showing good leadership skills and got the fan base's hopes up. Something has happened. I don't know what that is. Granted, yes, the offensive line, when it comes to pass protection, has been horrible. It's been horrible. You have not had a good center since you had Jonathan Godwin, and that's damn near 10 years ago. So, you had a decent center in Dan Kilgore. No, you just had to trade him. You pay all that money for Weston Richburg. Dude couldn't hardly get on the damn field. Okay. Ben Garland was serviceable. You didn't bring him back. Mike Pearson was very serviceable as your right guard. He retired. Rightfully so. He's earned the right to retire if he wants to retire. Okay. Yeah. Maybe Joe Staley knew something when he decided to hang up the spikes. Maybe he knew something. I don't know. But there's something missing in the locker room. Yeah. And for once, Kyle Shanahan, drop your freaking ego. Okay, yes. When it comes to designing a playbook, hands down, one of the best playbook designers you can come across. Him and Sean McVay are a number 1 up there. And I might want to give Kevin Stefanski a shout out to because he can design a very good playbook. But when it comes to your coaching and in-game adjustments, you suck. You suck. Okay. Would it hurt you one time? Hey, Dad, how would you make these kind of adjustments? I mean, your father has 3 Super Bowl rings. 1 as a coordinator, 2 as a head coach. Okay. I know you talk football about him. And yes, I know you want to be your own man and want to be your own coach. I get it. I understand it. I respect it. But I am tired of talking about, okay, next year's the year. We're going to get healthy. Next year's the year. I've been saying that after last year. I'd say that after I had hopes of after they went 5-0 to close out 2017, going into 2018. I have been saying this after they fired Mariucci after 2002. About, okay, got a plan. We're gonna do this. Wasted some prime years of Patrick Willis. Wasted some prime years of Navarro Bowman. Damn near wasted Joe Staley's whole freaking career. Okay. Wasted some good years of Vernon Davis. Wasted some good years of Frank Gore. There have been some damn good players on a lot of our teams since 2003 when the Yorks officially took over, and have wasted a lot of great players' careers just because the organization just can't flip and get it right. I mean, we got fans still talking about, I miss Harbaugh. And Harbaugh hasn't been there in 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2014 was a long time ago. That was 7 years ago. Okay. I mean, heck, this is the 10-year anniversary of that team that went 13-3 and was Kyle Williams fumbles away from going to Super Bowl 46. That was 10 years ago when they went 13-3. 10.
Wow. Time flies.
But because the owner got in his feelings and Trent Baalke wanted to bite with him, let's just get rid of the coach that all he does was just bring winning back to the organization. Even though the players were crying, he's too hard on us in practice. You want to win, don't you? You want to try and get that ring, don't you? You want to try and get Lombardi, don't you? Well, suck it up.
You got to put in the work. You gotta. This is why you got all these injuries now.
And again, yeah, I am making it sound like they are 4-4, but they're not. They're 2-2. They easily could be 4-0. That's the thing, or at worst 3-1.
Yeah.
That's the more painful thing, is because there is talent on that team. There is. But someone has to swallow their ego and be like, you know what? I need to do better. Okay. If Garoppolo can't go, Kyle, open the playbook. Your playbook is becoming too predictable now. Okay. They're going to keep lining up 8 in the box because they're basically telling you, if Garoppolo's in there, he's like me, throwing nothing but slants and go routes to the sideline. Okay. I know I can't throw the ball deep. And I've never acted like I could.
Right.
Even though my brother would getting mad, I'm like, he's not going long. Everything is going to be short, freaking play up. But I would still shred them and thread the needle because I knew what my strengths were.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll tell you, I never once attempted to throw a ball deep because, I can throw a baseball deep. I can throw a baseball deep, but I can't throw a football deep because I played baseball, not football.
Yeah.
So my arm was more with this grip as opposed to this grip.
Mm-hmm.
But I did what I could. Now this, guy right here, we're not going to get into his aspects of how he can throw the ball deep on one leg and have a shirt ripped off and still throw an accurate pass, but that's another story from the time. But something is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you like this right now, and I'm going to say it on this program. If they miss the playoffs again, you might have to reconsider redoing your whole front office. That means Lynch has to go and maybe Shanahan has to go. And now I know
are we reaching to that point?
I am, because okay. First year you went 4-12. I'll give you a pass on the first year because you're trying to establish your front office, you're trying to establish your culture, you're trying to establish winning. Okay. 2017. You go 6-10. You trade for Garoppolo. Garoppolo goes 5-0. You see some hope. The fan base gets hope. 2018. Garoppolo decides not to run out of bounds. Tears LCL. Season's over. Okay. So that's 3 losing seasons. Finally comes together in 2019. You're 6 minutes away from finally bringing that 6th Lombardi Trophy home. And what do? You stop giving most of the ball. You stop giving Sammy the ball. You decide, I gotta get my tight end the ball. Let's try to put the ball to no. And then you miss Emmanuel Sanders on that deep pass to which he had a step on the receiver, but you couldn't get enough ball on it. And then 3rd and 15 happens to where you just somehow let Tyreek Hill just get all alone deep in your own territory. And there goes that. Then last year, yes, granted, you had to become the Arizona 49ers for the rest of the season. Didn't have a home. And then it seemed like all the injuries happened on that awful field turf that is MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Oh, man.
Okay. And not to mention some of your draft picks have not panned out. Solomon Thomas, a bust. Even though Solomon Thomas is playing well for the Raiders. He has been solid under Gus Bradley. But
Yes.
He's been a bust. Joshua Garnett.
Who?
Okay. All your running back draft picks that you drafted, not even in the NFL. It had high potential on Jalen Hurd, but he seemed to can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on and on.
You've proven the point to where that needs some fresh start, as I would say in the beginning of this show. Maybe just I don't think Jimmy G just snapped out of whatever was going on with him. Maybe the ankle. He still has a problem with the ankle. I mean, now it's a calf injury, but I don't know what's wrong with Shanahan when something's working. He seems like he's trying to confuse the defense by trying to do something else. No, this is working. Stick to it until it stops working. It got you there. I don't know.
And that's what I have. And that's my main thing with all these head coaches in the NFL. Stop being cute. Stop trying to prove like you're the smartest man in the room.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And again, I hate to keep going back to this reference, but I'm going to go back to this reference. Noel, Madden, Lombardi, Parcells, Walsh, Shula, Daddy Shanahan, Seifert, Flores, Chuck Knox, Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
If something is working and they can't stop it, they're going to stop it. They're going to keep running the play. And I'll give you an example. The team formerly as the Redskins had a running back by the name of John Riggins. His nickname was the Diesel. One particular playoff game against the Cowboys, as Joe Theismann has told the story many times, they kept running a play called 50 good, 50 good. Now, if you follow the Redskins in the 80s, their main bread and butter play was called the counter gap, which they ran behind those uglies known as the Hogs. Yeah, anyhow, the play kept working. Joe Theismann wanted to call something else in the huddle. Hall of Fame guard Joe Jacoby says, no, F you, let's run 50 gut. And let's run it directly at Randy White. And they kept telling Randy White, we're coming at you. And what happened? Riggins kept getting yards after yards after yards to where the Cowboys defense couldn't do absolutely nothing. And that obviously the Redskins went on to win the game and obviously went on to win the Super Bowl. Okay. I say that to say this. If something is working in the NFL, stick to it. I'll give you another example. A week ago against the Seahawks, the Titans figure out maybe I should give the ball to number 22 from Alabama. He's running back. He's pretty doggone good. What happened? Damn near ran for 200 yards in the whole entire second half and scored 3 touchdowns, and they won the game in overtime.
That's what I want my coach to do. That's what I want my coach to do. I mean, well, he does. It's when he gets the lead that just, you know what's coming. 2 running plays, either a stupid little screenplay or some little comeback route, out route, something. You know what's coming. It's been his MO since he's been in the league. I need something different. I need you to make a statement tonight. Hard football. Put the football in the end zone. yes, to get points, of course, but 6 is way better than 3. That's better math, if you ask me. But
Well, like Steve Young always said, kicking a field goal is like kissing your sister. And I'll leave it right there. I'll leave it right there. Well, like I said yesterday, if things don't continue, it's not going to surprise me if the Cardinals torch my Niners, because that's who they play next at the Red Sea inside the Big Toaster in Glendale, Arizona. I mean, and granted, yes, it's before the bye week, and they can definitely use the bye week right now because they need to heal up. But I mean, it's you know, it's tough. I mean, as much as I can say my team could be 3-1 and 4-0, they easily could be 1-3 too, because realistically, the Eagles outplay them. They should have lost to the Eagles, but the Eagles made some stupid play calling, and the Niners took advantage. But it's like, okay, I've kept asking for it and asking for it and asking for it. Can Jawan Jennings get involved in the offense? Please.
you have.
Can he get involved? I mean, if you're going to keep Brandon Ayuk in the doghouse, then damn it, let Jawan Jennings play. And that's no disrespect to Mohamed Sanu. None whatsoever. He has had a solid NFL career, but I need a tall guy, and Jawan Jennings is a tall guy. Throw up the jump ball and let him get it. He can be your good red zone target.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, I mean, yes. Sanu, Debo, Ayuk, they run good slants, but they're barely 5'11".
Yeah,
they're not 6 feet. And what's happening? Lance and Garoppolo are missing too damn high. Jawan Jennings is 6'3", 6'4". He can go up and get that high ball because of their height, which means longer wingspan.
Hello.
What do I know? I'm not a coach. I'm just a sports talk guy that does a sports show with my brother. But that's here nor there.
Facts.
But I digress. But we do have some good things coming up for you.
Yes.
We're gonna give you a little bit of a spoiler, but here's one spoiler. The next show that we do, it will be live in person, as in we'll still have the split screen, but we'll actually be in closer proximity.
Yes. Good shows coming up. We got some also great events, of course. We'll talk about Monday night's events. We got some Thursday night football. We got the baseball. We got boxing on Saturday. A full fleet of boxing. Could be a live show on the boxing. No. We'll see how that works there.
But one thing's for sure, we definitely will have a pregame fight show and a postgame fight show. Of course, we're talking about the third edition of the trilogy that is Tyson
Nobody
Fury
really wanted
and Deontay Wilder.
Nobody really wanted, but whatever.
We didn't want the fight. We wanted Joshua versus Fury, but Wilder claims he wants to claim his manhood and thus exercise his rematch clause. And we will see if the change to Perry Scott as his new trainer will pay dividends. Although Fury, he came in heavy for his last fight at 273. Will he come in over at 300 pounds to even add some more muscle mass? Because he's going to try to end Deontay Wilder once for all. But we will talk about that on Saturday during the pre-fight show, because we don't want to give too much away, because us as boxing fans, we are excited.
Yes.
But speaking of which, a big shout out to Alexander Usyk for pulling off the upset by beating Anthony Joshua in his home country of England. That was just a tremendous fight. And to quote our boxing correspondent, Mr. Ruff, Joshua really did fight a good fight.
Oh, he did. He did. But it was just that Usyk dude was just, he landed more of the punches that had you. I mean, you had the punches that he threw was like, whoa, he was really knocking Joshua back. Like, really had the Bambi legs going there for a second. It was a good fight all around. I just believe that guy was just he was more aggressive and just took it to the champ. I mean, the champ won some rounds, but that guy was just, that's what boxing's all about right there. That was a darn good fight that if you didn't see it, man.
Well, like I said, anytime you can put your name in the same category as Evander Holyfield as a cruiserweight to heavyweight, you're doing something.
Yes, sir.
That's doing something. And yes, Joshua will invoke his rematch clause, so we will see. If Fury takes care of business, which you and I, well, we'll save the predictions for Saturday. We'll save the predictions for Saturday.
Started and we're trying to save it, but we can go.
Yeah. But I mean, if Fury does win again, and if Joshua does get his revenge, so to speak, will we finally get the heavyweight fight that we've been wanting to see for the last year and a half?
Well, remember the negotiations was already there. If it wasn't for Wilder, we would have this fight.
Yes.
So I believe that it's still in the language is still already set. Now just some stuff has to change because now Joshua, whatever, is going to come back as a champion or whatever. But I still think that it happens. It's just Fury has to take care of business, and Joshua revoked his rematch clause, so he has to go take care of his business. But I really didn't want the trilogy. It was not even worth it because I don't think Wilder learned his lesson. I mean, I'll respect you more as a boxer if you'd have just said, dude, Fury, whoop my ass. He came in there, he gave me his all, I gave him his all, he beat the living snot out of me. But you're gonna blame your equipment? Really?
No, that you're gonna name Mark Breland for
into that.
Trying really? You're gonna blame him for throwing in the towel because you want to quote go out on your shield.
Brother, your shield he saved you. You should be thanking that man. He saved you from more embarrassment. Dude, you were getting your ass handed to you. You couldn't jab. You were trying to throw the power punch. You lost your whole Fury took you out of your game. Your trainer saved you. Facts.
Now, maybe if you stop wearing Game of Thrones stuff, walk into the ring. I mean, what did Mike Tyson have? Just a towel. That's it. That was it. Mike Tyson had a towel as his ring attire and no socks. Because Tyson was like, you know what? I'm here to hit you and hit you hard and make you go down, and I want to go party and win my belt.
That's all he knew he needed a towel because after he came in there and put in 3 seconds of work, you just James Browned him, just wiped him off, and he was done. Let's go. That's it.
Let's go.
I don't understand all these people with the fancy ring attire. You're coming in to do work. Your showmanship to me is what you do in that ring, not walking to the ring. I don't care what you wear coming to the ring. I don't care who's rapping or bringing you out. Well, I kind of do care about the music. Sometimes music is kind of good. But I really don't care about your attire. Like you said.
But even half the time, if you even have a rapper, you can't even understand what the heck he's saying there because he's not even speaking on the mic. I mean, I'm just saying. Well, here's what I do know. If it's a black fighter, more than likely, you have a rapper. If it's a Latin fire, especially from Mexico, hearing that mariachi. That's all I know. But he's not going to bring the whole doggone band out to the ring, unless it's Cinnamon fight. That's the only time I will get that. If Cinnamon's fighting, but there's a lot of good fights coming up. But we will save that for Saturday.
You know what? Depending on how we feel Friday, you might get a show Friday. But you guys stay tuned for that. We'll just this time. We will announce the show. This show we wanted to do just me and my brother because, it's been a minute. We wanted to get back in the groove and see if we still had it or stuff like that. But yes, plenty of guests on this time around. I think we finally got the formula that we want to do. Zoom is working for us. A few more nicks and crannies here. But yeah, I believe we'll start having more people come on the show now and give their expertise. But today's show was just about getting the chemistry back with my brother, see if, we want to still. And I feel we still got it.
But also in closing, big shout out to the inspirations for us doing this show as they celebrate 20 years on the air. We've always said that part of the interruption was the main motivation for us doing the show because that's one of our favorite shows that we watch, and we just love what Wilbon and Kornheiser have brought to the show. And like I said, that's been our goal is to get like them. So that's one of the reasons why we do that show. So shout out to them for making it for 20 years because like I said, that show wouldn't last. Well, it's had a remarkable 20-year run. So a big shout out to Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon. Guys, keep doing it. And please keep waving the Canada flag, Mr. Kornheiser, because that's just what you do. But more shows coming up. Like I said, we will be reunited in person this upcoming weekend as we see a very good friend of ours exchange vows and say I do, but we will have a lot of live shows with a lot of special guests. Definitely will have a pre-fight, post-fight show. Definitely will talk some more football and the baseball playoffs. October normally is the best month of sports because you have baseball playoffs starting. The NBA is about to kick off in full-fledged. Same thing with the NHL. College football in the NFL is going in full-fledged. So October normally is the best month to talk sports and be in sports because there's a whole lot of sports going around. But this has been another edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. We will see you soon. And some might say sooner than you think. And yes, he's hoping for 4-0 after the end of the night with his Woody Page chalkboard pointing on the window. But good afternoon to you all. Enjoy tonight's game. We will talk again soon.